Sandhan. All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
Okay, my name is Ankur Karnsagra and I am from DKV Arts and Science College, Jamnagar. Today we are going to discuss positive term series convergence tests. Right. Now let us first of all discuss what do we mean by a positive term series, and for that we will show in presentation positive term series. First of all, let us discuss what is a series, infinite series. Now in this term, given sequence with numbers of an and expression of the form a1 a2 plus up to plus an, this is called an infinite series, and an is called nth term series of that series. Now after that we have a partial sum sequence. Now that sequence is defined as the first Sn is equals to sum of first n terms, that is a1 plus a2 plus up to plus an, and that Sn is said to be a partial sum sequence. Now convergence of any series is depending upon this partial sum sequence. Now that is defined as if a sequence of partial sum sequence converges to any limit L, then that series is said to be a convergence series and its infinite sum is said to be a L. Now if that sequence of partial sum diverges, then that series is said to be a divergent series. So this is the definition of convergence and divergence of any infinite series. Then we have a well-known result, that is geometric series. Now in the geometric series, that is defined as a plus ar square plus up to plus ar raised to n, infinite terms. Now the characterization of this geometric series is that the ratio of two consecutive terms is fixed and that r is called a ratio. Now in this ratio, r can be positive, negative or anything, and the term a is that cannot be 0. Now that let us try to calculate the partial sum of geometric series, that is Sn. So Sn will be the sum of first n terms, that is a plus ar square plus up to plus ar raised to n. Now let us first of all discuss what happen if we have r is equals to 1. Now if we have r is equals to 1, then that partial sum Sn is nothing but n times a, because we have in each and every term r is equals to 1 means a plus n times. So Sn will be na, and that series will diverge, because if we take n tends to infinity, according to the values of a, that is negative or positive, that series will goes to infinite plus infinity or minus infinity. Some author may say that this Sn is not exist, the limit of Sn is not exist. Now next is what happen if we have r is equals to minus 1. If r will be minus 1, then that Sn will be a or 0. That means if you have odd number terms or even number terms, according to that n, Sn will be a or 0, right? So, and in that case again the partial sum sequence will not converge to any point, and so the series will diverge, geometric series will diverge. Then if we have mod r less than 1, then Rn tends to infinity as n tends to infinity, because we know that whenever our ratio or any point is less than 1, then its nth term will goes to 0, and in that case Sn is equals to a into a times 1 minus r raised to n upon 1 minus r. That is nothing but nth term sum of geometric progression, and it will goes to a upon 1 minus r as we take n tends to infinity. So in that case we get Sn as a convergent sequence, and that limit point L is nothing but a upon 1 minus r. So in this case we get a convergent series. Now after that, if we have mod r greater than 1, whenever we know that whenever the value of r is greater than 1, then its nth term will goes to infinity with absolute value, that is mod r raised to n tends to 0, and in that case Sn will goes to infinity. So that partial sum sequence diverges, and therefore the series will diverge. So here what we have as a final conclusion is that geometric series summation n equals to 1 to infinity a r raised to n minus 1 will converge only if you have ratio mod r less than 1, right? And in other case it will diverges. Now after that we have one result, that is that says that whenever we have a convergence series, that is summation n equals to 1 to infinity a n converges, then its nth term will tends to 0. Its nth term, that is a n, will goes to 0 as n tends to infinity. Now the negation of this result is that summation a n diverges if limit a n fails to exist or it is different from 0, right? And this result is known as nth term series. Now let us take an example of for that nth term test series. Example is that summation n square, it will diverge because its nth term, that is a n, will goes to infinity as n tends to infinity. Second example is that cos 1 upon n. Now we know that whenever n is tends to infinity, 1 upon n tends to 0 and cos 0 is 1. Therefore a n will goes to 1. That limit is not equals to 0. So cos 1 upon n series will diverge. Next is summation n equals to 1 to infinity n plus 1 upon n. This is again a divergent series because n is equals to n plus 1 upon n, that is same as 1 plus 1 upon n, and if we take n tends to infinity, 1 upon n tends to 0 and that limit n will goes to 1, that is again not equals to 0, and so the summation n equals to 1 to infinity n plus 1 upon n diverges again. Next is minus 1 raised to n plus 1 series, n equals to 1 to infinity. Now this is a divergent because that limit n tends to infinity a n does not exist because we have here alternative sequence, that is Sn is equals to, sometimes we get value 1 or sometimes we get value 0, that is different from 0, therefore this series will diverge again. Now let us define a positive term series. What do you mean by a positive term series? Positive term series means a series is said to be a positive term series if its all the terms are positive except finitely many. In this one we will consider some negative terms and the rest of terms, that means infinite terms should be positive and finitely many terms should be negative. Let us take an example, couple of examples, that is summation n equals to 1 to infinity n square. This series is a positive term series because we get all the terms as a positive number. Summation n equals to 2 to infinity log n. This is again a positive term series because we get all the values as a greater than 0. But summation n equals to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n is not a positive term series because in that series we get alternate sign. When we take n equals to 0, we get first term as a 0. For n equals to 1, it will be minus 1. For n equals to 2, plus 2, minus 3, plus 4, minus 5, plus 6. So whenever we have even number terms, it will be positive, and for odd number terms it will be negative. So in this series we have infinitely many positive numbers and infinitely many negative numbers. So this series is not a positive term series. Now let us start with the first test, that is integral test for positive term series, and that test says that let us consider an as a sequence of positive terms, that means summation an is a positive term series. Now that an can be written as a function of n. Now if that function is a continuous function, positive decreasing function for all x, for x greater than or equals to some positive integer n, then series n equals to capital N to infinity an and the integration n to infinity of x dx both converge or both diverge. That means if the integration has some finite value, then that summation is convergent series, and if that integration diverges, then that series diverges. Now here we make some clear that if we get that integration is equals to some finite number, then it doesn't mean that that finite number is an infinite sum of given series. That means if the limit, if the integration have some finite value is not equals to summation n equals to n to infinity an, that means that series and integration both are not equal. Now according to that integral test, we have one well known result, that is P series, and that can be proved by using integral test. That example is says that summation n equals to 1 to infinity 1 upon n raised to p. That means that series can be written as a 1 upon 1 raised to p plus 1 upon 2 raised to p plus 1 upon 3 raised to p plus up to plus 1 upon n raised to p plus up to so and so on, where p is any real constant. Now that P series converges if the value of p is greater than 1, and diverges if the value of p is less than or equals to 1. That means particularly suppose we have p equals to 2, then summation 1 upon n square is a convergent series, and for p equals to minus 2, that is 1 upon n raised to minus 2 is n square. So summation n square is a divergent series. Now the solution of that p series is given by in this way. Here we have an is equals to 1 upon n raised to p. So our function f of n is nothing but 1 upon n raised to p, and is a continuous function, positive and decreasing function. Now suppose p is not equals to 1, then integration 1 to infinity 1 upon x raised to p dx can be written as integration 1 to infinity x raised to minus p dx, that is equals to limit b tends to infinity x raised to minus p plus 1 upon minus p plus 1 limit is from lower limit is 1 and upper limit is b. Now if we substitute upper limit and lower limit, then we get 1 upon 1 minus p is outside of that limit because it's independent of b, and inner side of that limit will be 1 upon b raised to p minus 1 minus 1. So here we consider first case, that is p greater than 1. If p is greater than 1, then p minus 1 is greater than 0, and so b raised to p minus 1 tends to infinity as b tends to infinity, because p minus 1 is a positive number, and whenever we have positive number in a power, that number will goes to infinity. So in that case what we get, b raised to p minus 1 is tends to 0, therefore 1 upon b raised to p minus 1 tends to 0, and so that integration 1 to infinity 1 upon x raised to p dx is equals to 1 upon p minus 1. It means that that integration have some finite value. So by p test we can say that the given series is a convergent for p greater than 1. Now let us consider the second case, that is p is less than 1. If we have p less than 1, then 1 minus p will be greater than 0, and so b raised to 1 minus p tends to infinity as b tends to infinity, because 1 minus p is a positive number. So that integration 1 to infinity 1 upon x raised to p dx will be 1 upon 1 minus p limit b tends to infinity b raised to 1 minus p minus 1. Now b raised to 1 minus p tends to infinity, so that limit will goes to infinity, and therefore that integration 1 to infinity 1 upon x raised to p dx will diverge, and therefore by integral test the given series, that is p series, is divergent for p less than 1. Now let us consider the case p is equals to 1. So whenever we have p is equals to 1, that integration will convert to 1 upon x dx, and integration of 1 upon x is log x, so that integration will be limit b tends to infinity log x, upper limit is b and lower limit is 1. Now substitute the upper limit and lower limit, that is limit b tends to infinity log b minus log 1, and here we have log as an increasing function, therefore that limit does not exist, or we can say that that limit is equals to infinity, so that integration does not converge, that is that means divergent, and so the given series p test diverges by integral test. So as a conclusion we can say that that series is a convergent series for p greater than 1, and that series is a divergent series for So here we have comparison test, that is summation a and b a positive term series. So consider a positive term series. Now that positive term series is a convergent if there is another convergent series Cn with the term an is less than or equals to Cn for every n for some integer capital N. So here we say that if the bigger series is convergent, then lower series is a convergent. Now another result says that if summation an diverges, and if the summation an series is a divergent series, if there exists another divergent series Dn with the terms an greater than or equals to Dn for all n greater than n, then that series is a divergent series. So these two results are for comparison test. Now next are examples. That examples what we have given some series that are the converges or diverges that we have to discuss, and with some results. Now first of all let us start for first example that we see in Teletop. So first example is that summation n is equals to 1 to infinitive sine square n upon 2 raised to n. Now here we have an is equals to sine square n upon 2 raised to n. Now we know that the value of sine is always less than or equals to 1. Therefore we can here write down that this series is nothing but less than or equals to 1 upon 2 raised to n, because the value of sine x is always less than or equals to 1. So consider this term as a Cn. Now we know that summation 1 upon 2 raised to n is nothing but summation 1 by 2 raised to n, and this is a geometric series with ratio r is equals to 1 by 2. So here the ratio is r is equals to 1 by 2, which is less than 1, right? So ratio is less than 1, that means the series summation 1 upon raised to n is a convergent series, by ratio geometric series, right? So that series is a convergent series. So here what we have, summation an is a divergent, summation an is a convergent series, because an is less than or equals to Cn for every n greater than or equals to 1, and by comparison test. So that first example, that is sine n square upon n, sine n square n upon 2 raised to n is a convergent series. Now let us discuss the second example. Second example is